Landlord. A landlord is the owner of property such as a farm, house, apartment, condominium, land, or real estate that is rented or leased to an individual or business, known as a tenant, also called a lessee or renter. The term landlord applies when a juristic person occupies this position. Alternative terms include lessor and owner. For female property owners, the term landlady may be used. In the United Kingdom, the manager of a pub, officially a licensed victualler, is also referred to as the landlord, landlady. In political economy, landlord specifically refers to someone who owns natural resources, such as land, excluding buildings, from which they derive economic rent, a form of passive income. History. The concept of a landlord can be traced to the feudal system of manorialism, senioralism, where landed estates were owned by lords of the manor, masonry lords. These lords were typically members of the lower nobility who later formed the rank of knights during the high medieval period. They held their fiefs through sub-infeudation, though in some cases land was directly subject to members of higher nobility, such as the royal domain owned directly by a king, or the Holy Roman Empire's imperial villages which were directly subject to the emperor. This medieval system evolved from the villas and latifundia, large peasant work farmsteads of the Roman Empire. In modern times, the term landlord refers to a property owner who charges rent to a tenant. Owner and tenant responsibilities. A rental agreement or lease is the contract that defines the terms of a rental arrangement. These terms include the rental price, penalties for late payments, the duration of the rental or lease, and the notice period required before either party can cancel the agreement. Generally, responsibilities are divided as follows. Homeowners handle repairs and property maintenance, while tenants keep the property clean and safe. Many property owners hire property management companies to manage rental details. These companies typically advertise the property, show it to potential tenants, negotiate and prepare written leases or license agreements, collect rent and perform necessary repairs. United States. In the United States, residential landlord-tenant disputes are primarily governed by state law rather than federal law, particularly regarding property and contracts. State laws and sometimes city or county laws establish the requirements for eviction. Generally, landlords can only evict tenants before a lease expires for specific legally valid reasons, though they can typically end a rental relationship without giving a reason when the lease term concludes. Some jurisdictions have enacted rent control or rent regulation laws that limit how much landlords can charge. There is also an implied warranty for habitability that requires landlords to maintain safe, decent, and habitable housing with basic safety features like smoke detectors and secure doors. Most common disputes arise from either the landlord failing to provide services or the tenant failing to pay rent, with service issues sometimes leading to payment problems. As typically explained in the lease, withholding rent constitutes justifiable grounds for eviction. City ordinances can also influence rental policies, such as the increasing adoption of source of income anti-discrimination rules. Tenants' unions can also affect housing policy through political organization.